Joyous Rising family, this is Dr. Kia. It's Sunday, August the 21st, 2022, and the time is 9:01 a.m. Grand Rising, I hope you had a restful sleep because today I'm going to talk about something that you all know that I love, and that's about vibrations and frequencies. You know, we often talk about laws, like the laws of the land, because we live in America or we live on the earth or wherever country from which you're hailing, you live on the planet. So we often talk about the laws that govern the land and our behavior here on planet Earth. Now, many of us know that we were basing our supposed constitution or the fake constitution that was connected to the corporations and the bloodlines that were controlling us. Those laws were based on laws of the water or admiralty law of the sea. But when we return to the restored republics all over the planet, we will return to constitutional law or laws of the land, laws which govern the land and the people upon it. And that's going to be an exciting time. However, on today, my encouragement for you is to think on a higher level, because where we're going as one group of people, as one race, so to speak, or one being gods and goddesses coming from the divine consciousness, where we're going is a high vibrational frequency. So we need to understand and overstand the laws of the universe. Now, these are metaphysical or spiritual laws and principles that govern the entire universe. It governs our thoughts, it governs the way in which things operate here on planet Earth, but on other planets as well. And this is very important for us to understand, because we are coming to a place where we're ascending in consciousness and ascending in our being until we reach the Creator as one. So let's get into these metaphysical principles, the spiritual principles that governs the entire universe. And these, my darlings, are called the laws of the universe. Now, there are 12 laws, but we're going to cover 4 today. Okay, and the first law, or law number 1, that governs the entire universe is the law of oneness. What that means, family, is that we are all one. Now, I know that the programming that we've been all accustomed to and exposed to here in America and all over the world is that we should be divided, that the woman is against the man and the child is against the parent, and the religions are factions that are fighting against each other. However, the law of the universe says that we are all one. We're all one human family, and that means we are all interconnected. So being one essentially states that everything in the universe is connected, and every single energy that comes from any being, sentient being on earth, affects the next. So this whole thought about oneness essentially says that the leaves on the trees, the flowers that come or buds from the trees, a blade of grass or the grass, the animals, the insects, human beings, the constellation, the stars, and everything in the sky, we are all interconnected. We all affect each other because we all came from one source, and we will all return to one source. So having said that, we must all operate in total and complete love and empathy. That means that we love one another. That means that we have compassion upon each other and all sentient beings. There is a principle that you all may know that I'm going to talk about that says, do unto others as you would have them, to do unto you because you are one. And if you study Buddhism, you know that in Buddhism, they say that you treat a flower as if it were your mother. You treat a butterfly as if it were your mother. You treat an insect as if it were your mother. Why? Because you should have compassion upon that being, that entity, because essentially it is you. Have compassion again for your brother and your sister, for someone, despite what their skin complexion looks like, no matter what, or regardless of what their principles about governments are like, or their political ideologies are like. Love them, have compassion for them, and empathy for them, because essentially you are one with that being. My brothers and my sisters, everything we do affect others. Every thought we think, every vibration that emanates from us affect the next person beside us, and it affects the whole multiverse or universe. This is important because this is the reason why we have other beings that have come to the planet, to planet Earth, to help us get our act together and to help us raise our vibrations as one, because our thoughts and our energy was affecting other constellations and other universes or other planets. So we have to all raise our vibrations in love and empathy so that we can ascend to that highest state of being. Why? Because this leads us to number 2, the law of vibration. Your frequency can affect your capabilities, your energy, your frequency. That which emanates from your being can affect the things that you are able to do. So your goal should always be to raise your vibrations, to raise your energy that comes from your body. That means, brothers and sisters, that we have to be careful and mindful of what we think, because thoughts are things. And remember, those thoughts will transcend from our body out into the universe, and it will affect the universe, because the universe and energy is constantly in motion. So you have to be mindful of the thoughts that you have. We have to be mindful of what we put before our eyes. We have to be mindful of what we put in our mouths and our bodies even, because those things will affect everything around us. Now, keep in mind that even these universal laws are interconnected. So you will see how one law will affect the other. My friends and family members, there's a certain thing as what people call, I would say medical physicians, or just human beings, call chakras. And those are energy centers. Now, there are many, many chakras, but most people focus on 7. So one of the ways you can raise your vibrational frequencies actually is to focus on and work on your chakras, or your energy points that are in your body. Some people do this through yoga. Yoga is a way of body movement or exercising or stretching so that you cleanse and purify or strengthen your energy centers. So yoga is just a unification of mind, body, and spirit. So when you're moving and holding certain poses, you're actually bringing into unity the mind, the body, and the breath. Breath is spirit. Okay, so what are these energy chakras, Dr. Pruitt? Let's talk about the 7 energy chakras, because what we're talking about is raising our vibrations. It is imperative that we raise our vibrations or our vibrational frequencies and never keep them low. Okay, so your chakras, let's talk about the 7. Your crown chakra, which is above your head. Your crown chakra focuses on your spiritual connection with yourself, others, and the universe. Okay, so there is a way when you do yoga that you actually open up that energy center. Because oftentimes if you have headaches, it's because you're blocked. And so you need to do some deep breathing. And then you have your first eye chakra that people call third eye, but it's actually your first eye because it's your intuition. And usually that center point is considered to be right here. Through yoga and meditation, you are able to unblock or unlock that energy center, which will help to serve to raise your vibration. Okay, and then a third chakra or energy center is your throat. That focuses on your breathing, and it also, or your spirit, and it also focuses on your voice or the words that come from your mouth. Family members, we must be mindful and considerate of the words that come from our mouths, because our words cast spells. They are powerful beyond imagination. And that's why old spiritual books would tell us to guard your tongue and mind your tongue and say as few words as possible. It's a good idea at times to just be silent and only speak when speaking improves upon the silence. So, how can we unlock what's going on in our throat chakra? Or how can we cleanse it so that we are raised in our vibrational frequencies? Deep breathing is one way. Drinking water, clean, pure water is another way, and minding your tongue. So they say the Om is one of the highest vibrational frequencies. It is a sound. And so that's why sometimes during meditation, you will find people focusing on their higher self or looking at closing their eyes and imagine that they see through their first eye and just simply say, Om. Now, I'm not telling you to do that. I'm just telling you that this is one of the ways that you can clear that part of your energy center. The next energy center is your heart or your heart chakra, which is usually located at the center of your chest. And the heart chakra deals with or affects your ability to love. It also affects your emotions. Your ability to love sometimes becomes blocked because, yes, of personal issues and trauma and maybe generational things that have happened to you. So it is important to unlock or unblock or cleanse that energy center so that you can raise your vibration. And then the next energy center or chakra, K-R-A, is your sacral chakra. Your sacral chakra is located just beneath your navel. Your sacral chakra deals with sexual energy or creative energy. Your sacral chakra can be blocked. And that's why, some people actually practice certain tantra or sexual healing modalities to unlock and cleanse that part of your energy center. It's related to emotions, your creative abilities. And sometimes when people are blocked and they don't have a creative space or they have a writer's block, or sometimes they might be trying to create music or painting. And if they feel like they're stifled, they will actually do yoga, meditation, or practice sexual healing arts in order to cleanse or unlock that. And then the seventh energy center is your root chakra. Your root chakra is at the base of your spine. It's located at the base of your spine. Now, you will find out when you do yoga or even Pilates, but specifically yoga or certain movements and stretches and poses while you inhaling and exhaling, you can actually feel energy being released from your root chakra and other energy centers. Now, your root chakra deals with your ability to feel. It deals with being able to be grounded and stable and secure and deal with any type of issues that may come upon in your life. It helps you to become steadfast, your root chakra. So if you're feeling shaky and if you don't feel strong, or you're feeling like you're teeter-tottering, or you're just not secure and grounded, then your energy chakra at the base of your spine may be blocked. So this helps you to be able to withstand issues and problems, because we all go through those in life. So family, this is the law of vibration. The law of vibration actually is interconnected with the law of oneness, because the energy that comes from you affects the next person. It affects the animals. It affects the insects. It affects the flowers. It affects the constellation and other planets. Do you see how powerful and mighty you are? And that's why certain sacred books and writings say, "Know you not that ye are gods?" How are you gods? You are gods because you are one with the universe. You are one with every sentient being, and you are one with the creative consciousness. So be mindful of what you put in front of your eyes, in your body, and also what you put around you. There is an old saying that says, "Guard your heart, for out of it flows the issues of life." In other words, carefully guard your thoughts, because they are the source of true life. Thoughts are things. Make sure that what you put in your mind is something that will raise your vibrations. Make sure whatever you put in front of your eyes, whatever you're reading, whatever you're watching on television, whatever you see, be sure even your environment should be one full of beauty, because beauty raises your vibrations. The sun raises your vibrations. People who are positive raise your vibrations. Be careful and mindful of what you hear. The music to which you listen should be based on something that's joyous, because that will keep your vibrations raised, and that, my darlings, will allow you to manifest and touch other people around you, and thereby create a wonderful reality for the entire universe. Okay. The reason this is important is because I am taking you on a path to help you reach not just self-actualization, but transcendence. Now, I'm going to move on to the third law, but let's talk basically or briefly about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. So the powers that are being dismantled now kept us focusing on our sacral chakra, or basically focusing on survival. We couldn't even thrive for the most part. It was very difficult. I don't want to say we couldn't. It was difficult to thrive because of the violence that they did in the movies, because of the fear tactics, always having war, rumors of war, because of the sex and the music and the low vibrational frequencies, even like 808 beats and different beats that will cause your body to emanate or vibrate on a low frequency to keep you thinking about sex. So while sex is important, it is a basic need, and it's the lowest or one of the lowest vibrational frequencies that we have, which is why the powers that were kept us focusing on sex, violence, survival of the fittest, trying to eat. Now, this brings us to Maslow, who was a humanistic psychologist in the 1950s, who talked about the hierarchy of needs. And he said, basically, humans all have these most basic needs that leads to self-actualization. And when we can come to the level of self-actualization, we've arrived, we've discovered our purpose, we're living purposefully, and we're being creative, and we're affecting the whole universe. But he said, in order to reach self-actualization on that triangle, which is at the highest point, you have to work through these different steps. So imagine a triangle. At At the base of the triangle is your survival needs. That deals with food, water, and sex. Now, when you talk about survival needs, if you're only focusing on that, you're not able to ascend in consciousness and raise up to your highest self because you're too busy trying to eat. And that's what the powers that were wanted us to do. But these universal laws are going to help us raise far above that. And then you must fulfill that basic need at the base of the triangle before you can move up to safety and security. We have to feel like we're whole. We have to feel like we're safe, but it's hard or difficult to do that until you've reached this need or fulfilled that need of eating, drinking clean water, and having sex, because sex also helps you to connect with each other as being one and with your partner, and helps you to manifest or create. And then in order to move into love and belonging, you have to have these two accomplished or fulfilled. So next on the triangle or hierarchy of needs is love and belonging. Every human being needs and deserves to feel love, to feel that they can give love and receive love. And once that is fulfilled, you move up to self-esteem needs. Fulfilling your self-esteem needs means that you feel positively about yourself. You love who you are. You know who you are, and you're excited about who you are. So if you see somebody who has low self-esteem, they do not like themselves, they're doing certain things to harm themselves or making decisions to harm themselves, it's because they have low self-esteem and they haven't been able to fulfill these needs below this place. Now, once you have reached self-esteem and you feel good about yourself because you fulfilled these needs below you reach what Abraham Maslow calls self-actualization. Self-actualization is maximizing your human potential. That means you know why you have come to the planet. You not only know why, but you live it. You live life on purpose, and you're excited about it. You're happy about it, and it makes you emanate joy. So joy springs from your body because you're doing everything that you were brought here to do. And that ripples out to the multiverse or the universe, and it affects change, dynamic change, positive change, and all those and everything around you. Now, that's where Abraham Maslow left off. But I, my darlings, desire to get you to go even above and beyond self-actualization. And my desire is to help you reach transcendence. So transcendence means that you have accomplished or fulfilled all those needs. Survival needs, safety and security, love and belonging, self-esteem, and self-actualization. And now reaching transcendence, you are in a place where you're able to teach others to be self-actualized. So that is my purpose on this planet. And I consistently every day ensure that everything I do is in aligned with that purpose. So all that was just from the law of vibration, my darlings. Let's get to law number 3. Law number 3 is the most popular law, the one upon which everybody or most people focus. Do you know which law that is? I'll be quiet while you say it out loud together. The law of attraction. That law basically states that to get what you desire, you must be clear. You must be focused, because everything that you think upon and focus on, everything you focus on and think upon magnifies. It manifests. It comes into your reality. Again, thoughts are things. So the law of attraction is such that you need to align yourself with positive people, positive principles, positive thoughts, positive vibrations, positive music, because those things that you think about will actually happen. And this is why people sometimes record themselves saying things like, I am wonderful, I am magnificent, I am one with the universe. I am glorious. I am successful. I am amazing. I am positive. The earth is abundant. The earth has everything that I need. The earth is beautiful. Life is glorious and full of happiness and joy. People actually listen to those type of recordings, and sometimes they record themselves saying it, because who better else can raise your vibrations than you, my darlings? So what you think about and focus on manifest. It comes into fruition. This is the law of attraction. Now, this is why I tell people to focus on positivity, because if you say things like, I'm not able to do this because of my bloodline, or it's because I'm Colombian, I'm Hispanic, which I am, I'm a Latina. Because I'm Hispanic, my anger is out of control. So there's nothing I could do about that. If you focus on that, that is what you will bring into your reality, and it will become true for you. This is why I say there are so many people living right here at the same time, excuse me, on different timelines in this same reality. Excuse me, because what they think upon has become real in their lives. Excuse me. It's also another reason why the powers that were kept images before us that were so negative. Violence in the movies, people always having sex, focusing on their lower base nature. Slavery movies, slavery in terms of what they would have us read about in books, and pitting people against each other, disease, all those things. Because when you focus on it, my darlings, you emanate, or something comes from your body. An energy comes from your body called loosh, Loosh. This is real. When this comes from your body, this negative energy, you actually manifest more negativity. And the beings, the nefarious bad beings that were in control, actually ate or fed off that energy, and it would just multiply. Just like you feed off of joy, just like you feed off a high vibrational frequency, just as if your vibration is raised when your companion kisses you on the cheek or makes love to you, or when your child brings you flowers. Just like you feed off of the joy that you experience when the sun is beaming outside and it touches your skin and kisses your body all over and causes you to have tinkling sensations, just as if you have a sense of peace and calmness, and you feed off the energy of the waters when you walk by the ocean, just like God feeds off of the praise and adorations and hallelujahs and glory be of his people. The nefarious beings were feeding off the energy, the negative energy that came from our bodies. So my friends and family members, brothers and sisters, be mindful of what you think about and focus on, because that becomes a reality. If you tell yourself you're magnificent, you will experience magnificence. If you tell yourself you are wealthy, you will experience abundance and love and joy and money and peace. And even if you don't have it, you will be able to open up opportunities to secure it. This is why we don't say, I can't, but instead we say, how can I? Or we ask the universe, or we put it out into the atmosphere, how can I? Put these words out into the universe and these thoughts, because that will ripple through the entire universe and bring to you your desires. Align yourself with positive energy so that you, my darlings, will experience it. Now, there is an old saying that says, finally, my brothers and sisters, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are noble, whatsoever things are righteous, whatsoever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, anything you could think about that's admirable, if there's any excellence, if there's anything that is praiseworthy, think on those things. That comes from Philippians 4:8. Think on those things and see if your vibrations will raise to a high level and cause you to manifest the joy, the love, the abundance, the peace, and all the juicy, lovely, wonderful things that you desire. Now, that leads me to the fourth and final law about which we're going to speak today, and that is the law of correspondence. The law of correspondence or correspondence. Whatever happens around you is a direct reflection of what's going on inside you. How you feel inside affects your internal, external environment. How you feel inside your internal environment completely affects your external environment. So, this is important when you think about us all being one and interconnected, despite what we look like or even our ideologies. Okay, think about this really, really seriously. Your external environment is a direct reflection of what's going on inside you. Now, we talk about this when you look at somebody's house or their personal space, their car, their house, their room, their bedroom. If it is orderly and clean, typically that means that you're at peace within. Okay, typically, not always, but typically it means that inside, internally, your emotions are high vibrational. You feel good about yourself. You're doing the things that you know that are in alignment with your purpose. So, having said that, if your room, your automobile, your house, your spending habits are out of control and chaotic, your body, sometimes when you're obese or overweight, or you're full of stress, or even physical ailments, some physical ailments are a direct reflection of how you're feeling internally. So what is important is to dig in deep and see how you're feeling about yourself. How do you feel about other people? Because often what we don't like about other people is something that plagues us subconsciously about ourselves. Remember, we're interconnected, we're one. So dig in deep, spend time alone in quiet and figure out how you're feeling, what's going on inside, how you can work through any internal issues you may feel. Remember, we talked about love and belonging, self-esteem needs. If those needs have not been fulfilled and manifested, or they have not been reconciled or dealt with, or completely brought into a high vibrational frequency, then my darlings, you could be suffering in silence, because even the decisions you make are a reflection of what's going on inside. And every single decision you make ripples out into the universe. We are not an island, my darlings. We often say, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. Now, and even there's this saying, do as thy wilt. Aleister Crowley came up with that, do as thou wilt. And they kind of copied that in a song. It's your thing. Do what you want to do. I can't tell you who to sock it to, but what you will find when we come back later and talk about the law of cause and effect, you will find that, my darling, it may be your thing and you might do what you want to do, but every action that you have or you decide to do has an effect. For everything that we do, there is an equal reaction. For everything that you do, all the energy you put out, there is what they call karma. There is something that you have to deal with based on what you have done. So, my darlings, these were the 4 laws of the universe, 4 of 12, the law of oneness, the law of vibration, the law of attraction, and the law of correspondence. Remember, get to yourself and quiet, because quiet is a beautiful place. Now, I know that they have us so busy that we aren't able to focus on ourselves. We're working, we're doing things at home, we're working outside the community, participating in volunteerism activities, and we're just so busy that we haven't necessarily taken the time to ask, what do I need to be joyous? What is it that I need to do to be at one with the universe? What is it that I need to do to be at total and complete peace? Because everything that we do, for every action, there is a reaction. For every thought, there is a repercussion for those thoughts. There's a repercussion for every decision. So, my darlings, my purpose is to raise your vibrational frequencies to help you ascend into consciousness and become one with the universe and one with the creative consciousness that we call Creator or God. My name is Dr. Kia Pruitt. I hope you have enjoyed these 4 laws of the universe, and I hope they have served to raise your vibrations and bring you joy on this beautiful, amazing, magnificent Sunday morning. Grand risings, my lovelies. Go out and make it a great day. Namaste.